Alright, what's up, YouTube? I'm back. This is your boy Alex. Let's hope that the camera don't cut off, because pretty soon it'll be time to pay for my cell phone bill and get gigabytes and get a new SD card, but I don't want to talk all about that because you'd be like, get to the point of the video, man. Today's title is going to be called Sex with Dominatrix Women and Men Part 2. Yep, we're back with the series. Oh yeah. I got some more bonus material for y'all players and the stuff that the pickup artists and the jackass dating coaches will never tell you, and including some people in the media and the society, they would never tell you this either. So I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it to you. I'm gonna tell you the secrets. Or actually, they're not secrets, but they are common sense. It's more common sense than it is secrets. So you're getting this video before I head into work. You know, I got 3 hours before I head into work. So I thought I'd drop a video here on YouTube before I have to go into my job for 3 hours. Well, actually, I'm not gonna be working for 3 hours, but I'm gonna be on the clock for about 5.5 to like 6.5 hours, and I won't be able to do no video. So I want to try to do it now. I got 3 hours before I go into work and clock in for 5.5 to 6.5 hours. I want to talk about this all day. So let's get to the point of why I call it Sex with Dominatrix Women / Men Part 2. Now, in my last video, I talked about some history of where some of these sexual fantasies that women have come from. Men have sexual fantasies too. You got some men that want to have sex with, 3 women, so they call that a threesome. They want to have sex with three women or 4 women. They call that a foursome. So there's the threesomes, there's the foursomes, there's the one where it's 10 to 15 people. Now, a lot of men back in the 1980s in the 1990s and some half of the 2000s asked themselves, how in the hell do you find a female dominatrix? Like, where do you go to find that kind of person? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's common sense. We have the internet. All you gotta do is do a Google search and this shit will come up on the internet. And I'm not talking about go to an actual website and try to talk to a dominatrix. Because if you go to a website like that, then you got to pay all that money, and then it's not even a guarantee because they're doing it for money in a business, because it's like a business with these websites. But to meet one face to face, in person, in the flesh, you ask. Well, for about a long time, I didn't have the answer until one day back in 2013. I went to a golf club in San Diego. I was trying to go to Comic-Con. That didn't happen because my friend got his money refunded back, and they had like about 2 to 5 million people trying to go to Comic-Con. And you know what happens when it gets at full capacity? They can't take no more people inside the building because it can cause a fire hazard. So I'm upset because I can't go to Comic-Con. So my other friend, who's a golf, he's a black guy that's into heavy metal, rock music, punk rock. He does martial arts. He's a photographer. So he knows all these golf clubs in various locations. So one day we go to this golf club like at 8:45, 9 o'clock at night. And when I get inside there, I see a white girl that's, 5'10", 5'11", with a short black dress, high heels, with a dragon tattoo on her back with red hair. Now, she looked like she might be an 8 or a 9 on her best day. And the guy, he looked, short, awkward, a nerd. And it blew my mind, like, that fine-ass girl is about to fuck that guy? Like, seriously? Really? And next thing I know, they leave. No sooner as she get there, they leave. So I guess you can guess what happened. He got, I guess he got him some. I don't know, because, I went in there because I had never been into one before.
And I talked about this in my videos about golf girls. I made like at least 3 to 4 videos about golf girls. So if you want to hear that story, you got to click on those videos, part 1, part 2, and part 3 about the golf girls. But this video is not about golf. But I'm here to answer, how do you find a dominatrix? A lot of times you got to go to places like a golf club. About 90% of the time in the golf subculture, they have 2 types of female dominatrix. Hold on. Got a dog outside that likes to bark. So you hear me stumping my foot, is to tell the dog to be quiet. Because, you know, dog ain't supposed to be barking while I'm doing this video presentation for you players that want to know what's going on. So anyway, like I was saying, back to the story, that you go to a golf club, about 90% of the time, you will find a dominatrix. Now, try to understand there's 2 types of dominatrix. There is a golf dominatrix who dresses up like she's a vampire or a witch from a horror movie. And you're to address her by a certain name. Or you don't get no play. And the one that we see in all the movies and the television shows, the one that dresses in black tight leather, you know, breast out, butt all out, she look all psychopathic and crazy and shit, but you're turned on because you see that big butt and them big breasts. Now, this dominatrix hangs out at the golf club, and she's there. Now, in the movies and the television shows, they always got it where the girl is from the ages of 18 to 25 years old. In real life, I'm here to tell y'all that is not the case. See, in the real world, in the real life, we see women that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s being professional dominatrix. So I would say from the ages of 35 to 60 years old, you're going to run into women, black women, white women, Mexican women, Asian women, respectively from the ages of 35 to 60 years old being professional dominatrix. They got anywhere between 15 to like 30 years of experience. They've done it all. They have seen it all. You name the rich famous person, they've done business with that person. And when you go into this private club, it's just like going to a nightclub, except for it's in the middle of nowhere. It's always between 20 to 25 miles in the middle of nowhere. And how should I explain this in the best possible way? You ever seen that rap video by 50 Cent, Candy Shop, where 50 Cent drives to a restaurant, not a restaurant, but a fast food chain, and he accidentally passes out for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden he's dreaming that he's going to this 4-story house in the middle of nowhere, and when he opens the door, he sees about 20 girls on the floor and up the stairs, and all of a sudden the rap song comes on. I take you to the candy shop, dun dun dun. I'm gonna show you what it tastes I got, dun dun. Show me what it hit the spot. You know that damn rap song, people. You know what I'm talking about when I say candy shop. Y'all know who 50 Cent is. Anyway, it's just like that, except for it's by invitation only. Now they have a dungeon. That's what they call it, a dungeon, all over the United States. Because I live in Los Angeles, California, we got one in North Hollywood. It's located between North Hollywood and Burbank. We got one in the LAX area. That's 2. Those are open to the public. The ones that I just named off, those 2 are strictly open to the public. Now, there is a private one that is in Beverly Hills, but that is by invitation only. Only the rich and famous goes to that one. Anyone who is anyone in the entertainment business goes there. And if you're one lucky SOB, because I'm trying to calm down on the foul language here on YouTube, because I already said some profanity, so I'm trying to find some best ways to keep it PG, but you understand what I'm saying. There are a lot of men who pay anywhere from $1,000 up to about $50,000 in cash to go to these places. And if you're one lucky SOB, you will get to see a lot of people that you thought would never, ever be into this type of lifestyle. You will see professional athletes. You will see your favorite basketball players, football players, baseball players, basketball, football, baseball players, soccer players, tennis players, professional wrestlers, boxers, MMA fighters. You will even see police officers, yes, LAPD, retired police officers, bodyguards, not too many security guards. It depends if you do high level security, like private security for a celebrity, then yes. But if it's just regular loss prevention security, bloody hell no. Bodyguards, high level security, police officers, retired LAPD, captains, drill sergeants. You'll see men from the military, former U.S. military soldiers. You will see firefighters. You will see doctors, lawyers, bank investors, stockbrokers, judges. Yes, I said judges. You will see all the people that is in political power in this place. You will see film directors, film producers, Hollywood screenwriters. You will even see news reporters, retired news people, people that you've seen on the news for years in this place. And if you're lucky, you might see your college professor in this place. So if you know a teacher from high school and college that used to be your teacher, yeah, if they have the money, you might see your college professor up in here. And these people have a lot of money. They have a lot of cash. And you will see Hollywood actors and actresses in this place. And anything that can go on in this place does go in this place. There's a lot of stuff that you don't think that happens that actually happens. It doesn't get talked about. It doesn't get mentioned. They have rules. One of the rules they have is whatever happens inside the dungeon stays inside the dungeon. It's kind of like a nice throwback to the old saying from Las Vegas. What happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. And you will see police officers, firefighters, high-level security, bodyguards, professional wrestlers, boxers, MMA fighters, basketball players, football players, baseball players, soccer players, tennis players. Hell, you might even see some bodybuilders, weightlifters, powerlifters. You will see all of them in this place. Actors. And you might get lucky. You might see a couple of R&B singers, a couple of MC rappers. Your favorite rapper might be up in there. Your favorite R&B singer might be up in there. And like I said, doctors, lawyers, police officers, firefighters, judges, even men of political power. You might see a Republican, a Democrat, a senator, a congressman, a mayor, a governor. All the people that's in political power, you might run into them in this place. And a lot of times you might find out, hold on, we got a guy cutting the grass, so I apologize for that. Cutting the grass. So we're gonna try to, come in here and do it. It's a good place to. Oh, here we go. So you might see all of that, and guess what? That's where women get the sexual fantasies. If you ever get a girl talking about she want to get screwed in the back of her butt by basketball players or football players, it starts at this place. Now, what's the difference between a dungeon and a swingers club? Because a lot of people get confused between a swingers club and a dungeon. A dungeon is where you go to meet to have sex, basically. It's like another form of prostitution. You know, if you go to the strip club, you will find out that a lot of the females, 90% of the time, that go to a strip club are dominatrixes. You will find out that a lot of the hookers that are in downtown Los Angeles and East LA are also professional dominatrixes. You will also find out that if you go to the golf club, the strip club, you'll find dominatrixes. If you go to the porn industry, a lot of those porn actresses and eventually become professional dominatrixes. It ain't just girls that you went to high school and college with. And this is where women get these crazy, out of this world sexual fantasies from. I want to get gangbang raped by basketball players or by football players or a combination of the two. I want to have sex with a police officer. I want to have sex with a firefighter. Women do have sexual fantasies of police officers, firefighters, U.S. military, basketball players, football players. That's where they get those sexual fantasies from. Then you get the girls who go, I want to be blindfolded, handcuffed, gagged, spanked. And then you get the guys that, you got some men that do it. And sometimes when you go in this place, you will see things that are weird and strange. Like you'll see a congressman talking to a midget. And you probably might go, you the most richest, most powerful man on the planet. And you talking to a midget, like, what the hell's wrong with this picture? And the congressman will give you that look, I'm the most richest, powerful man, and if you be quiet, I could hook your ass up. And that's how you get ties to connections and political power. Now, in the near future, I'll make a video called How to Attain Real Absolute Power. Not that bullshit that you be seeing in the movies and the TV shows, but I'm talking about real absolute power. Not that bullshit. Like I was basically saying, you will see that. You will see men who have sexual fantasies. Like, you'll see a guy that's a bodybuilder, right? And you'll say, well, you a bodybuilder. Shouldn't you be messing with supermodels? Shouldn't you be messing with Hollywood actresses? Instead, you see a bodybuilder having sex with women that are 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, and you like, this is some weird, strange stuff I'm seeing up in here. You'll even see a woman make a man get down on all fours, like a bitch, and you'll see a woman put a dog chain around a man, and the man walk on the floor like he a dog, and it's the girl making the man into a bitch. That will make you trip out so hard, you'd be like, oh, hell no. Ain't nobody gonna put no dog collar around me, homie. That's how, I'm just trying to tell you what will happen if you go into these kind of places. And it's a secret society, okay? Because of sexual harassment, because of how serious sexual harassment is, a lot of men that are rich and famous and are powerful, they go to the strip clubs and they might drop $20,000, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90,000 to have sex with strippers. And a lot of those strippers are professional dominatrix. A lot of your favorite porn actresses are dominatrix. A lot of those hookers that you see in downtown Los Angeles and East LA, if you live here in LA, Los Angeles, California, a lot of those females are professional dominatrix. You got some men that will make a girl get down on all fours and put a dog collar around her neck and make her bark like a dog. It goes on in this place. You got men who will do, you'll get a fat girl 300 pounds with a dog collar on her neck and then a dog chain around a man's neck, and it's the woman punking the man. And then you see that's where a lot of these sexual fantasy come from. And a lot of these beta males, a lot of these marshmallow crybaby beta male men who think the world of women, these will be the men who be crying on TV, like TV shows like Steve, what's that other one? Jerry Springer. They be on those shows crying like a punk because they didn't know their girlfriend or their wife was a freak like that. And they be trying to figure out why every time I come home from work, she's always talking to a police officer. Because when she went to the dungeon, she saw a police officer, an off-duty or retired police officer, and now all of a sudden she got sexual fantasies of wanting to be gangbang raped by police officers, or I want to be gangbang raped by firefighters, or I want to be gangbang raped by basketball players, or I want to be gangbang raped by football players. That's where those crazy, ridiculous ass sexual fantasies come from. You think it's just men that want to have sex with 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, or 5 women. You got some women that are sick and twisted. You know how the men say, I love to do it doggy dog style? Well, you got some women who love to do doggy dog style to men too. And you always hear a man say, ain't no woman gonna ever stick nothing up my ass. That's why there's an argument on the internet that if you want to bang a woman from the back, anal sex or doggy dog style, then you got to be willing to accept the fact that at some point she gonna want you to eat her homemade apple pie. And I say homemade apple pie because I don't want YouTube to be like, hey kid, you saying some inappropriate stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna have to take down your video, and then I get a copyright strike. So I'm trying my best not to say too much stuff. So if you got a big package and you want to take your big package up her hamburger, well, she gonna want you to eat her homemade apple pie. You got some women that like doing it out in the park. You got some women who love doing it out in front of everybody. Like, you'll see that. Now at a swingers club is completely different from the dungeon. The swingers club, you got people that you go to work that you associate with that have fetishes. And that is by private admission and private invitation only. You got to either have a girlfriend or you got to be married for 15 years to get invited to that. Like, if you're a single man, they might let you get in, but then you're going to have to pay your dues. And trust me, you do not want to find out what happens when you got to pay your dues. Now, you ain't got to go to the dungeon. You can go to a golf club, and about 90% of the time, there are at least 2 or 3 girls walking around that is a professional dominatrix. She might hand you a business card with her address and phone number and email on it, and usually sessions can cost quite a lot of money. You know, it could be $400, it could be $1,000, it could be $5,000. And a lot of these police officers, firefighters, professional basketball players, football players, baseball players, boxers, wrestlers, MMA fighters, they usually pay anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 cash to have a private session. And then that's how come you be trying to figure out how could someone be rich and famous, like John Cena, right? Perfect example, right? You be asking yourself, how could someone of his description would want to bang a woman 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds? See, a lot of the people that you see that are rich and famous in the public eye, they let you see the fake, shallow side of them, why the real personality and the real persona of a person, you don't get to see because that's behind closed doors. So if you're not an agent, and they see a lot of these entertainers, a lot of these agents and publicists try to keep that quiet because the news media gets a hold of it, and that's how you find out this New York mayor snorted up some cocaine up some girl's butt. And then people are like, oh my God, the mayor of New York is an animal. He's a dog. He had to be ashamed of himself. Same people who tell you it's bad to do it is the main ones who be doing it at these public forums. Like I said, you go to Las Vegas, they got at least 2 or 3 places where that's available. You'll even go as far as to see some strange stuff that you don't even want to talk about or mention after you see it. You got people who will pay black men, and I think some of you may already know this. You got a white guy who may be racist, may be biased. Yes, I'm saying it. And he may want to pay you anywhere from $2,000 to maybe $5,000 cash to bang his fat, ugly wife. Because he don't want to do it. So he got to find someone to do it. Because, he want to be rich and famous and count his money. And she keep whining and complaining because she wants someone in athletic shape, and he don't want to go to the gym and spend none of his billions or millions of dollars. So he gotta go find what they call a stud. Where do you think where the word stud come from? Where do you think where that negative stereotype about us black men come from the media? You know how they say, oh, a black man will get with a fat white woman or a fat Mexican woman? That's where the word stud come from. The word stereotype is a nice way of saying you're a stud. What's a stud? A stereotype. What's a stereotype? A stud. So when you see a old guy walk up to you and ask you, do you play basketball or football? He's not asking because he want to teach his kids how to play basketball and football. That's not why he's asking. What he's asking is, what he's trying to say is, are you in athletic shape? Are you in preen fitness shape like the mighty Thor from the comic books? Are you the Incredible Hulk? Are you Captain America? That's what he's basically asking you, because his fat ugly wife have unrealistic expectations that he cannot fulfill, and he has to pay you $2,000 or $5,000 or even $10,000 cash money to have you try to help make those crazy, ridiculous expectations come true. So this is only part 2 of the video, and depending on how many y'all pay attention to part 2, this will determine if we make or don't make a part 3. Until then, peace.